If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
For years, Hollywood has teased our imaginations with different types of augmented reality devices.
Whoa.
Most of them are glasses, but some companies want to take that concept a step further and put the metaverse directly on your eye with something like this. With this electronic contact lens. These are soft contact lenses designed with solid components and circuits into the hydrogel. The idea is the lenses would work with your phone or another dedicated mobile device to show you a heads-up display.
You'll be able to see things such as what is the speed limit on this road, what direction am I heading, the overlay aspect of the metaverse, of the real world. But then there's the immersive aspect where you'll be able to also have display that literally takes over your entire retina in both eyes, as if you had Oculus goggles on. There's a huge market in the very beginning for this device to help people that are going presbyopic with their aging eyes. So you don't have to wear multifocals or readers anymore. You'll be able to have the ability to see close-up items or myopic or presbyopic applications without having to wear any readers or glasses. You'll be able to tune your vision, so to speak, with a mobile device. But when you compare some of the things that have become acceptable in the human body that are electronically based, for instance, pacemakers, other implantable devices, as well as the intraocular lens technology, which for cataract surgery, replaces your entire crystalline lens. There's a lot of things that people are willing to do to improve their visual experience. And I think that once they put on the lenses and they feel that they are comfortable and that they feel very much exactly like what they're used to wearing, then I think they'll realize that there's not a boogeyman behind the lenses. And the electronics that will be in the lenses are of such a small scale that we believe that there will be no issues with that, because it's fully encapsulated into the contact lens and then coated. The electronics are coated themselves inside the contact lens.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. What we're going to see now is a transition from cell phones, like I've been saying for a while, to insertion into the body, inserting technology into the body. The World Economic Forum has talked about this many times over, connecting technology with man. Obviously, we see all the predictive programming with transhumanism. One of the ways is going to be what you see here. Apple is now working on, and they have been working on this. This isn't breaking news, but the fact that it's being addressed again on multiple media outlets that talk about technology and Apple products is that they're beginning to roll out their contact lenses. What these will be are the things that you constantly see in movies where people are seeing in actual time, they're seeing technology through their own eyes, right? We've seen the transitioning of that with things like Pokemon Go, where people are holding up their phones, they're seeing reality, but they're also seeing these Pokemon things or whatever these weird freaks play. When they walk around with their phones on, they're seeing an alternate reality, right? Where they're seeing these characters inside of real space in real time. That is transitioning for this, the Apple contact lenses and technology to start pushing this, where people are actually going to see their technology right in front of their eyes. Now, we obviously know they had Google glasses. Apple's had a pair of sunglasses. That's a technology that hasn't gone as virally popular as I think they had planned, just because the look of it, just because people tend to wear glasses not very often as they would wear a contact lens. This right here, we've seen predictive programming for over the years with bionic eyes, things like that, right? Minority Report, lots of movies where they would use bionic eyes. Those eyes, they'd be able to see all the things that you would be able to see on a computer dashboard or whatever you want to call it, a computer interface. This right here is the future of transhumanism. This is how they're going to push it. So Apple is talking about having this, rolling this out, even this headline, even connects it to the metaverse. Apple to replace the iPhone with magic, quote, quote, metaverse contact lens that lets you see in virtual reality. The end of smartphones might not be far away, as Apple reportedly is trying to move computers into our eyeballs for a truly hands-free experience, just like something out of Black Mirror. Of course, they'll reference that. It'll seem crazy. At first, all of these things will seem a little uncomfortable for people because they're new. Anything that's new always seems uncomfortable till they get used to it. That's one of the reasons we see predictive programming used all the time with this type of stuff. It's so people aren't, it takes away the sensationalizing of these types of technologies being rolled out. The sensationalism, I should say, right? Because when you first see something like this, whoa, what, my eye? But that's what something like Google Glasses is there for, to prep people for. Now, people will be like, I can't, a world without smartphones. Well, things continue to evolve, so to speak, because everything is evolving to get everyone to a level where it's inside your body. Now, they've had this technology where they pretty much could roll out this already, but they can't because they need to ease people in. Just like they need to ease people into the metaverse, just like they needed to ease people into social media. I always use the example of cell phones or Facebook when they first came out. Nobody was interested really. As somebody who was, a teen or maybe a little older than a teen when cell phones and stuff came out and started becoming popular, everybody who had a cell phone as an emergency thing. Like your parents might get you a cell phone or something like that. Now it's like I said, you leave the house without your cell phone, people will turn around and go back 2 hours to get it because they can't be without it, right? Remember when Facebook rolled out? For those of you who remember, everyone was like, this is so gay. Now, everybody's on it. The same people that I remember when I was younger saying it was gay or saying it's great or it's weird not to have it. Call, you're crazy that you don't have it. What's wrong with you? You're not normal, huh? Actually, quite the opposite, zombie. So, according to Mac Rumors, Apple is in the process of designing high-tech contact lenses which will let you live in augmented reality without the need for a handheld device. The Apple lens will combine the iPhone with Apple Glass and contact lenses so that you can make calls, search the web, and even play games while being able to see the world around you. And like I said, that was the point, and I said it at the time, blurring the lines between reality and digital, reality and gaming and those types of things. The purpose of it was to prepare for this, for technology to be inside of you, right? So now you'll have this. You'll be walking in the real world and you'll be seeing text messages coming out of your eyes, 10 feet in front of you, but you'll still see, right? Although people will probably be walking into each other worse than they already are. The smart contact lenses will reportedly blend your natural eye color and use something called Reality OS. What's more, they'll be much cheaper than iPhones, with price points ranging between 99 euros and 299 euros. So, same, just transition that to dollars, it's, same thing, close to that, $100 to $300. And you might say, well, why would it be so cheap, such crazy type technology? Well, because they want everybody to have it. Whenever you see something cheap, where you say, wow, I would think that would be more money. Like cars are, always going to be expensive. They don't really care if you have a car or not, right? But they want you to have a television. That's why televisions are cheaper. They want you to have phones. That's why phones now are getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, even to get on 4G or 5G. You see the advertisements, they're getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Well, the same will be with this. So first it'll maybe 100 to 300, but they want everyone to have this type of technology, so they want to make it accessible for people. So reliable Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, who claims to have seen an internal research note from the company, says the lenses are set for a 2030 release date. How fitting with Agenda 2030. And will move electronics towards invisible computing. He also said they're unlikely to have their own computing power and instead rely on another device or 5G connection for processing, of course, and eventually 6G, which will be the end of it. These things all needed with this type of technology. It's not just about driverless cars and pilotless planes. It's also about connecting humans to this type of tech, which we're well aware of, which people are already underway with that experimentation process. And if you want more info on that, you can watch the Bond movie, the video I previously uploaded, or the video I put up on the website today as well. The leaks come amid rumors that Apple plans to remove the controversial screen notch from the iPhone 14 and replace it with a pill design that fans say looks even worse. Well, they don't really care about how it looks. They care about what it does. So the notch was introduced with the iPhone X, refers to the big black bar across the top of the screen that houses the selfie camera, blah, blah, blah. Pictures show the notch gone and instead cutouts shaped like sideways letter I. The leak has been independently verified by several Apple analysts. It appears that Apple is taking the components currently hidden by the notch and reducing any waste areas around them, leaving these visible. So the prep is underway. We've seen, like I said, tons of predictive programming over the years where they've talked over and over and over about bionic eyes. We've seen movies and TV shows. I don't know if you've noticed, but Netflix and stuff, when they have like teen movies and things like that, I've seen trailers. They start using and bringing up text messages on the screen, right? That's like a new thing to do in movies. So like if somebody's texting in a movie, it'll be up on the screen. Well, they also show interfaces throughout the movies. Well, you know, a social media interface might pop up on the screen as coming out of a first-person narrative's perspective. This is all conditioning for people to be able to do this and see this out of their own eyes. That's what they're preparing everyone for. That ties into the metaverse. That ties into virtual hell. And with Apple on board, that's all people need. You know, I always have felt that Apple would be the company that would roll this stuff out, not Meta, not, you know, some of these other ones, because Apple, you know, I've covered it from the first, I think it was one of the first 5 videos I did covering Apple and the first computer being sold for $666.66. Nothing is coincidental, even though the people who created Apple, Jobs or whatever, and the other guy, Wozniak, they'll tell you they just randomly picked 666.66. Oh, right. And we were all randomly born yesterday. We're not supposed to be, right? Of course, we know because the Bible tells us in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 18. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And we see it all around us. We see celebrities holding it up. We see it in corporate logos. And Apple flat out with the apple, which is representing the forbidden fruit, of course, like I've said a million times. And please don't message and say, well, they never says in the Bible it's not an apple. Well, that's what they're referencing, okay? That's the fruit that they pick with the bite in it. The bite mark is supposed to be, you know, the biting of the apple, the forbidden fruit. So we have Apple who will be rolling this technology out, and that's the perfect company for them to do it with because Apple's probably the most trusted and used company. You know, Microsoft, especially with what's happened with Gates, more and more people have shied away, even though he's not even connected apparently to Microsoft anymore. But Microsoft is a bit dated for people. Apple's hip, you know, you got all the commercials, Apple, got to get the new Apple device. So Apple will be rolling out the Apple Lens. And like I said, we've seen the conditioning and the programming with the Bionic Eye for this. So be ready for it. And they say by 2030, we'll see when the prototypes roll out. And again, they've already transitioned people with the Google glasses and the Apple glasses, which didn't fly the way they wanted to, but they didn't care as much because no matter what, they're getting it inside of people's bodies. And the easier transition will be the contact lens. So it'll be easy. You know, it'll be somebody like, hey, can I just, you just put in your eye and it's in there the whole day and it'll be charged off of the 5G and powered off of that. You won't have to, you know, you could plug your own body in to charge your contact lens. That'll be what's next in this insane world that we live in where tech has gone haywire. Reminder, check out the website at callforuprising.com. There's a video up over there important for people to see about what has happened with the potion, why it's vanished off the face of the earth, the talking of it. Okay, you don't hear anyone talking about it anymore. All the mandates and stuff have been pulled. And of course, then we get news about oopsies, about some of the stuff that's happened with the potion after studies have come out recently, the last couple of days, which are frightening about how it stays in you, kind of like the Bond video I just put up. So definitely check it out if you haven't or aren't a member of the website. I want to thank everyone for being here and thank you for your support. God bless all of you and your families.